there, Sharon?
Ready.
Okay, call the meeting to order. First off, it's financial statements. I believe you all got those in the email. What's around here? I see there's all these pages with a bunch of zeros on there. Is that?
The numbers on the bottom of the
Yeah.
page.
I was just wondering if there was a way to condense.
No.
Okay.
That's the way, I don't make a monthly generate.
Okay.
Because it's for each additional accounts, those particular accounts don't have, they're independent of the other funds.
Okay.
So
Sure. Okay.
that was information you asked for.
Mhm. Yeah, I appreciate that. Thank you. Motion to approve the financial.
I'll make a motion for financial statements for, in May. Okay.
Anybody know what time to look them over, or? Okay, we have a second. Any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Good.
Aye. Aye.
Aye. How many fireworks? I missed that, we'll get that next.
Every year we just, out of common courtesy, just get the city's permission to sell fireworks. We're gonna be doing memory fireworks again up at Krause Super Value, so selling June 27th through the 5th.
I'll make a motion to approve for memory fireworks, or the dates you asked for.
Okay. Second? I'll second. Any further discussion?
Okay.
Okay. Good.
Aye.
There you go.
Thank you.
Okay, I forgot the approval of the minutes from the May 18th commission meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the May 18th commission meeting minutes.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion on it? Keith?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, sales and use tax application approvals. I think you got a thing in here. Sales and use tax, they basically, I guess we'll go through them here. They basically approved all the proposals that were sent before them. First one was Parks and Recreation, $2,500 for safety equipment for the swimming pool. We have to go through these one at a time now?
Yes.
Okay. So,
I'll make a motion to approve the Parks and Rec safety equipment.
$2,500,
Yeah.
okay. Do we have a second?
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? That is, up to $2,500. If they spend
Yeah.
less, then they get less, so.
I think it's like a backboard and,
AED.
Yeah, and some supplies, so. Keith?
Aye.
Good.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, then, the Special Assessment Systems Fund for $10,000. They approved that. And that's taking place with the stuff we took out of the budget. And that's a one-time deal, once it's gone, we'd have to. Anybody want a motion? I'll motion that one.
I'll second.
Any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Good.
Aye.
Then the City of Washburn, here it says 540,000 by now, it's actually like 270.
But when you add the surge funding.
Right, but this was from sales and use
Yep,
tax.
yep, you're
So,
right.
and actually, I think it's 230 was a buy down and 40 was for sidewalks, so.
Oh, I see.
That's okay. No big deal. So anyway, so basically, they approved the 150,000 for the general buy down of the project. So do we want to make a motion on that?
Yep, I so moved.
Okay. I'll second that one then. And everybody understands that's the general buy down, 100,000 from streets and 50,000 from economic development, I believe it was. Okay, any other discussion on that? Keith?
Aye.
Aye. Then there was, let's see, then there was it 80,000 for the truck route, correct? That was, from streets. And motion on that one.
So moved.
Okay, a motion.
I'll second.
Okay, any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Good.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, and then 40,000 for the sidewalks, and what that is, it's 50-50 share. The homeowner would pay 50, and this money would pay 50%. And that's something we're gonna need to decide on how, we're gonna have to engineer, go out and actually look these over or what, but that's what it's for, so. I'll move to, accept that. On 1 cent sales tax. Okay, any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
Fit?
Aye.
Okay. All right, Flying T, Harold, come on up.
Can I come here?
I suppose. Well, get on camera.
There you go.
Okay, basically, when was that? Not last Friday, Friday before, I think, you had asked. All right, and asked to go down and look at it, to submit your payment or whatever. And then Kit and I went down and we thought it wasn't quite completed to satisfaction. And I guess we didn't get anywhere with that, so we said come to the meeting, so. The concerns we had were, did you give everybody a copy of that? I had sent that to you.
Oh, I didn't realize that was what these, I asked to do that.
Oh.
Okay. So I did not.
I got it. But thank
Can I
you.
pass it around? Here.
Yeah, I got it. Well, basically what we had come up with was, demolition debris was not adequately removed from the property. Which, after that, you had went and picked up some more stuff. Failure to backfill the excavated areas and graded to the elevation as directed in the project requirements. Portion of the alley was disturbed while sloping the dirt wall in the rear of the project. Unfortunately, this caused a possible safety issue with the alley. The alley will need to be returned to its original width. And then the area by the gas line, we need to fill with dirt level. Those are our concerns.
Well, they're all addressed. We did pick up more stuff. As far as the alley, if you look at that picture, actually, we got a little better one here.
I had forwarded this picture to
There seems to be a little confusion as to remember how the building actually sat in there. If you look at how the line is, that building goes back behind there. I didn't touch that alley.
I see that cement building was actually recessed further back in than
I just pushed
the
it.
lumberyard was actually.
And so to say a straight wall is a safer situation than what I left is wrong. And as far as the grade, we had 2 inches of rain, and the next day, that lot drained, and there was still water in the alley. I got pictures of that if you want.
We actually took the surveying equipment out, and it was like, what is it, like a 4 1/4 inch drop from the back of that lot to
Well,
the
4 feet
4 feet.
from
This
that
is the
lowest
original
spot in that
building.
corner
This
to
is
the
the
curb.
lumberyard.
To the
4 feet.
curb.
This is the other building.
Well,
And it shows in the spec is 3/4 of an inch
So
of
there's-
positive drainage.
So
Well,
that's-
certainly that's 2 inches of rain, bro.
it's not
I can
draining.
show-
It's
I
not
can-
draining though.
I can show you pictures of the lot right behind here that same day. It's the same way, and in the alley, right beside you on higher ground, there's water standing once it gets
And there's
drained.
gonna be, there was like inches of rain, like in the.
I
corner of
shoveled
the
that in there
street
because it was an
after
inch
that
low.
rain. This is,
Yes, I shot that and it was an inch low in that hole. 10-4. And the spec says from the highest to the curb is 0.05, and if you convert that, it's 3/4 of an inch. From the 125 feet, it actually drops 4 feet. 2.5, over 2 inches of rain, and that thing, yeah, there was water standing. There was water blowing on down Main Street too.
You know, the thing is like this alley, you know, the grass line used to be from here to here.
That's incorrect.
Oh, I don't think so.
That's incorrect.
Really?
Absolutely.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, look at the picture.
I do, I mean, I do agree with Harold after seeing this picture, and that,
Show me a better one.
what it is more cut. See, I mean, this is where the lumberyard itself was, and this is that cement building that was there. See how much more recessed it in?
And keep in mind here, Larry,
Yeah.
that cement is still there. That grass was over the cement, and look how close it is to that pole.
yep.
And
And
that grass
actually, if you
blew
go
in.
out, if you look, a good reference point for like that first
But
building
you look how far
is
past
that,
the pole you are in this one,
pole.
Joe. Look how far past the pole you are in that one.
Of course I am, boss. You're on the next building. This is the.
This is that pole.
Okay.
This is that pole.
10-4.
This
That-
pole and this pole right
This
here
wall is there. That
is
grass.
very good reference to where.
This pole is that pole. And then this building went out to here. This here, you see it goes back like 4 feet, goes back in here, comes across.
What he actually did, what you see, the slope here, is actually backfill from a lot of what happened, from some of the lot. It was more push-up. It wasn't
was pushed
anything
up.
having to do with taking any part of that grass and taking it down or anything. It was actually when we brought the dozer in, it was bringing dirt in from the lot, and when we leveled it out, we just took the dozer head and went like this and leveled it out. It's not like we took chunks with that backhoe and out of the alley by any means. And if you look at the telephone pole, which I think would be like, is the best reference for that first,
Well,
for that
there's
first building.
There's 2 poles there.
You
too.
can see that how much dirt is left in front of that telephone pole, how much was there originally, and then in the picture that Larry had, kind of shooting down, you can still see that there's still about a foot, which was the original in front of that telephone pole. And it still remains now, it's just,
That picture's got the foundation still sitting there. And that block, it looks like it's about this far from that pole, but those blocks had grass over the top, it blowed over the top of it, you know. And I was down there at 2 o'clock in the morning, that water was coming down the alley, it wasn't coming over the wall.
and it was draining just the water, there was no residue, there was no dirt coming off of there, so I mean, the soil, it's good
I'm not
quality
worried about
soil,
water
too.
coming off the alley. I'm worried about somebody driving.
Not
off the
alley, no, we're talking about just the drainage, because the other issue that you had pointed
I
out
thought you were
was the
talking about that.
adequate sloping.
And I know we're talking about the drop off here, you know, on the alley and that, but overall, you did a great job.
Thank you.
You know, I mean, just because we're talking about a couple of these issues, I just don't want you to think that we don't.
Well, and
Something to
before,
work together.
honestly, before we took that dozer and pushed up some of that dirt, it was actually a straight drop off. And I know, Commander, you had been by, I mean, it was a straight drop off. There
Well,
was
you-
no curving at all. And so what we were trying to do is to just push up some dirt and eliminate some of that safety issue.
Yeah,
And
but, you know,
unfortunately, it's just caused a whole.
Fortunately, you only did that in one spot, you know. But you addressed this problem here, Harold, right, where that sharp drop off was there, you addressed that? You fixed that, ramped that corner down now?
Well, not way in the park corner.
Oh, it's still straight up and down yet?
It's not straight up, no, none of it's straight up. No, everything's got an angle.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
I haven't been back down there, I apologize, I haven't been, but but looking at this here with, you know, where that brick building, that cinder block building was, that is at least, like you say, it is 3 feet past. the original foundation for that lumberyard, so I guess now I see why it is that much further out. You had to go that much further to get the whole building and that foundation of that building out.
Okay, talking about the alley issue there.
Yeah.
Okay.
That, I mean, I can see that, that's
Okay.
pretty simple to see. I mean, I didn't realize where that was, and you know what, just,
Everybody forgets, I mean, I didn't remember that it actually went back that far. I kinda thought it was a straight wall, but it wasn't.
Mhm.
That building went back further, apparently.
There's
than
just
what
a
was
setback out that alley.
no,
to where
back
that
in
building-
19 whatever, there probably was no rule for that, so.
Right.
What about the water issues, drainage issues? I mean, that's still, I think there needs to be more material hold in there, but.
I think so too. I mean, I think there'd be a little bit of addressing. I don't think it's gonna take a lot, Harold. You know,
We're 4 feet, we're 3.5 feet, it goes up. That, if you read the way it
yeah,
says, it,
but
you go
where
from the
did you
curb.
set up your leveler thing? Did you put it right in the middle of the
Yeah,
lot?
10-4.
And then every 5 feet north you went, you took a reading, and then
It
5
says-
feet from
it-
that?
The contract says from the curb, from the nearest curb. If
I
you
believe
read
it
the
says the
contract,
highest
if you read the
part.
terminology of the contract, it says plus 0.5%. On 125 feet, that's only 3/4 of an inch.
It
That
says
thing
highest,
goes
it
over
says
3
highest
feet.
point of the adjacent curve.
10-4.
Well,
3/4
I
of
know
an
it
inch,
definitely
a grade
not
on
that.
125 feet is 3/4 of an inch. It goes almost 3 feet up to that low corner, and that was actually 1 inch below. When I shot it that day, after I called you, I was
Mhm.
sitting there, and I called Larry and asked him to come back, and he wasn't able to come back. I shoveled that, as that picture shows, I shoveled that 1 inch in that little corner, and of course with water, it shows you exactly where the low spot was, so I shoveled it in the hole. So I guarantee you it slopes.
I guess my opinion is it needs some more dirt in there to
Well,
make it more level so it drains.
so
Two
the
inch.
the issue would be surveying it and having people look at the numbers, because we can go back and forth and have you not agree and either one agree. The only thing that's going to be agreeable on in concrete, black and white, is the numbers. So how do we go about
But,
that?
I mean, it's pretty obvious by looking at the pictures, there's water sitting.
And it's gonna be guaranteed in any yard after 2 inches of rain within a certain amount of time. It's guaranteed.
Well,
When
the
it's sitting in the
biggest deal is
street,
when you
it's-
look at it and you can look across there and you see a dip here and it comes up and a dip there. That's, I mean, that's our concern. That's what we're talking about, is the dips and the low spots. If you could get a blade for 15 minutes, a lot of that could be taken care of.
We can landscape it, we'll do that for an additional cost, that wasn't part of the original contract.
I think it was.
It isn't. I mean, if you want us to tear the grass back up, it's just about up.
Oh, it's up. I
You know,
went
I
by
mean,
the other day, it's coming up.
I think we
well,
did what we said we
actually.
were gonna do. I think it's time for you to do your part. You took a 2-inch rain, and I'm not kidding you, there was water sitting right here behind the building, I drove around that morning.
We're not talking about it.
Okay,
I understand, but it's the same event.
so what are we allowing, like, we're allowing for, right now, basically after rain and settling of the grading that we did, there are some areas that collected water and now there's dips in it.
It's not, it doesn't say it's a level grade either, it's not a tabletop. It just says it needs to water positive drain, which it did in 2 inches of rain by the next day. I don't know how much better test you can get than that. I got pictures of it. And there was water still standing in the alley. So, and then with, also in that corner there, I've also got the bounce out from Weber's building that shoots in there now, that didn't because the building was there, moved it down further down the line. I shot that grade, it was 3/4 of an inch low in that corner. It's an optical illusion because you're standing there in the end. And I asked both of you to come look at it, and both of you weren't able, not the right laser set up to show you. And I shoveled into that hole, so I know for a fact now that it's at least level and down to 3 feet to the curb.
So your concerns are the potholes, like that you can't look across them right now? Is this what I'm understanding, like what you're saying? you're saying like where the dirt is apparently settled, because when we left and when we seeded, everything was, I mean, it was flat. It was, we had rakes out there and we, you know, it was dozed completely level. So apparently there's been, what you're saying, some settling or something of the topsoil that's there.
There shouldn't be that
The-
much settling
the
though,
whole-
because there wasn't a basement down there.
It ain't so, it's not level,
Well,
it's not gonna
the
be
problem
perfectly level.
also
That
is
wasn't what
though-
the contract said.
But that ground is very, very soft and cushy, like you're, like, there's some kind of issue going on underneath there that, I don't know, you can walk and you can bounce on it.
In that one spot, it seemed to be there was an excess
There's-
of water there. right?
There's quite a few, and it's actually quite a big area if you walk around, it's spongy, I don't know what's going on underneath or whatever that's going to address, and, I mean, even if we were to go back out, I honestly don't know, I mean, we're not trying to pull anything here at all, I mean, if there's settling or something, whatever, it could be attributed to what's going on underground too. It's not like we're gonna go and leave a bunch of divots and say, hey, you know.
Well, I think you need to understand that, you're just trying to get what we paid for, you know? I mean, you know, we have specs, required specs, and we kind of expect to get what we paid for, you know? So, I mean, that's where we're
Absolutely,
coming
that's why
from, you know,
we're having a discussion.
so.
But we also need to know where to go from, specifically from here. If it's, you're suggesting bringing in more dirt and then say what if it settles again because it's ground issues, it's the softness and whatever else is going on.
This survey, it's right. I took the laser and I've got a $5,000 laser, I'm not guessing.
We're talking about.
I'm not guessing,
better.
standing on the end, there's an optical illusion. There's gonna be ups and downs. It doesn't say it's tabletop level. It says it has to have a positive drainage. We had 2-inch rain. It was dry the next day. I don't know how big a test you can give them that. I guess it's up to you, because if you guys don't wanna pay me, I believe we did what we said we were gonna do. I think it's time for you to do what you said you were gonna do. Pay me. I don't know.
Well, I think, at least, guys gotta go over there, you know, put some dirt around that gas pipe. You know, do something right there. As far as that sloping and stuff like that on that alley wall, I guess that's, I don't know. I guess the building's taken out, you did what we asked, and I guess that slope is probably our responsibility now, I suppose.
I would still like to see like at least a load of dirt, you know, to level out that area more so those little ponds aren't sitting there. I mean, it's like a load of dirt and some leveling, really.
Which isn't in the contract. We could cement it and put on to build an apartment there, would be nice too, but it isn't a part of the contract. I was asked to remove, demolish the building and take the cement and put the stuff out. I did that.
And grade the area
For
for
positive.
positive surface drainage.
And we had a 2-inch rain event. I think you should pay. I live in this town. I was half price of the big number. I'm not here trying to screw somebody. I'm gonna be walking up and down this street. I'm not here, but I think I did what I said I was gonna do, and I expect you to do the same. That's it.
And it does, I mean, if you go back to that part of the contract and you look over the expected condition of the site, it doesn't say, it just says seeded and it says positive drainage.
I don't even think it says seated.
Yeah,
Really, I didn't see
it
that.
does.
Where did it say seated?
I wouldn't have seen it if it wouldn't have been in.
No, I didn't think it said seated. Anybody?
I'll make a motion to give final payment to Flying T Construction for their work.
I'll second that.
Any further discussion? Aye. Good?
Aye.
Aye. No? Okay, you'll get it.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay, bid auction date and information for land sale of Old Lumberyard.
So that'll be the next, item in the process of the lumberyard is, it's currently 6 lots. So you have to decide if you want to sell it as 6 lots, it'll go for auction, or if you want to go for 3 lots. You know, if you want to sell it at its entirety, if you want to divide it up, and then what day you want to look at for, we'll coordinate with David Lindell, and maybe we'll do a land auction on
Oh, you're talking like a regular auction? Would it be like a
Land
bid?
sale.
They
it. He calls it a bid, he calls it a bid auction. So
Okay, bid auction, so you can bid and then.
they can raise it
I see.
at that time. Bid it.
Okay, then we need a minimum, I suppose, or we can set a minimum if we'd like,
Correct.
correct? Did David say when he thought would be a good time to wait, or do it right away, or?
I think we should do it before fall.
Who's phone?
You know who's buying the first round?
Is you really insane, so we just need to decide on,
That's the first, the
How we're
first
selling
step.
it and
The first step is you need to decide what you're actually selling.
okay.
So that's not something.
Do we want to think on that until next meeting, or do we want to come up with that, or what do we want to do?
I'd say sell all of them together, wouldn't it?
That would be my guess.
I mean, that's, if I was a buyer, that's all I'd want, it all as a package deal, I wouldn't want to do individually.
And there's been a couple of people who are interested in it, that's what I do for it, and
Oh, okay.
it does ask for all of it.
Do we want to set a tentative date, or?
I think it's a date schedule will determine the date.
Okay.
But I think just for that, you, just the 6 lots to sell as the 6 lots, and then
Okay.
your base price.
So we're pretty much in agreement, it's gonna be 6 lots then?
I think so, that's all, I think that's, yeah, I think.
So are we gonna
yeah.
set a minimum of 60,000 on it then, because that's what we have into it, or?
Yeah, I have to. I wouldn't bring it up.
Well, if we don't set a minimum.
How much we got in it?
60, bought it for 20 and maybe 40.
25.
Huh?
25.
I bought it for 20, wasn't it?
About
Oh, okay. So we got 70 into it.
Well, you got 40. We got 60.
Oh,
there.
okay, yeah. Okay, there.
So do we need a motion to set it up that way, or?
for minimum price.
I will make a motion to set it up for selling all 6 lots as a whole, and a minimum bid price of $60,000.
I'll second that.
Okay, any further discussion? Keith?
Aye.
I,
Aye. Then we'll just have to see what David says. Okay. Okay, office will be closed July 3rd. It's a Monday?
Friday.
Friday, okay.
Our employment policy says it falls in the weekend, day or.
Yep, absolutely. Land deed for Val Hill Twit. Come on out.
I don't know if you guys have copies of these.
We do.
or- yeah, okay. Years ago, and I should have looked up the exact year, but I forgot. We had, this is our, probably about that.
Yeah.
This is property along Fifth Avenue, across the street from the Baptist Church, Joe Freeman's property now. Okay, we had that platted, our piece platted. When we purchased it, it was 2 unplatted for, so, you know, so many feet this way, so many feet that way. Owned by 2 different people, so they were funny shaped pieces. Anyway, Dave was doing a title opinion, Dave Lindell was doing a title opinion on our abstract, and this has been over a year ago, but I didn't get around to doing this until now. Well, actually, I had to work with him, but anyway. When he was measuring, going by those meets and bounds, he found that this little triangle piece